growth target in the tractor segment. But let's move on. Bajaj Auto's numbers, the overall numbers looked weak because of the continuous fall in exports. Total sales were down 2%, exports were down 38% versus what we saw last year. Rakesh Sharma, the executive director at Bajaj Auto, joins us now. Mr. Sharma, exports continue to be weak, and this is something that you had indicated to us earlier as well. But you also made a point in the last interview that by July, you see exports turning around. Would you change that guidance given what you've seen up until now in March? And what do the next couple of months look like on the export front?
Good morning, Sonia. Yes, the situation is similar, but I would say that we have probably touched the bottom in Feb, and we have started to see recovery in March. Just to give you an idea, Nigeria, which is our largest market overseas, which, as you know, went through demonetization and elections, etc. Our retails in February in Nigeria were 4,000 units. And just to emphasize the severity of the impact, generally we sell 50,000 units over there through the year, right? So it was only 4,000. But in March, we have retailed almost 24,000 units. A lot of it is because the new government has allowed the old currency notes to be used, and that has been very helpful. So I would say that in the largest market, we are definitely seeing a turnaround, but we are going to wait for a couple of months before we heave a sigh of relief. So I would say that Q1 would be slightly better than Q4, but really the turnaround will, I think, start to occur from July onwards.
Okay. So you're sticking with what you said. Mr. Sharma, good morning. Just to pick on that point, you said you've probably seen a bottom in Feb, recovery in March. That is only for Nigeria or for the export markets as a whole?
See, Nigeria is a very big weight. So any recovery in Nigeria influences the overall numbers. But yes, most of the markets are showing some kind of an uptick. In Nigeria, we've seen a very strong uptick. In the other markets, it is still gentle. And that's why I said we would still keep observing the next couple of months, particularly about the forex availability. The issue is less with demand and more with the availability of US dollars for international trading. And that is being driven by the cautious sort of stance by the central banks in most of these countries. And we have to see whether that will get relaxed in April, May, June. And that will then have an impact, I think, Q2 onwards.
Okay, so this is, some positive statements coming in from you. I'm sure the street will like that. The fact that there is recovery in exports that you've seen in March, and the worst perhaps could be over because your biggest market, Nigeria, is seeing some respite. Would you like to give us any guidance on what FY24 would look like for exports particularly? I ask because year to date, your exports are down over 20%. Do you think you can see single-digit growth? Can you get back to growth at all in FY24 on the exports front? Any guidance?
See, Sonia, it will be just mere speculation. See, my point which I'm making is that the demand is coming back. But there is a second aspect to international business, which is the currency bit, the availability of the currency bit. That depends on how the central banks manage the situation in their respective countries going forward. Now, till the time we don't have a very clear shift from that side, it would be nothing sort of speculation to say that, we will be growing by X or Y number.
All right. Hi, Mr. Sharma. Good morning. On the electric vehicles part of business, we have been discussing this in the last few interviews as well. You've been gradually scaling up. I think capacity has gone to around 10,000 units per month. Could you tell us what kind of a run rate are you looking at from year on? Or, the e-Chaitak volumes as well, if you could give us a sense?
Well, we had an outstanding month in March. We had a major shift to it may not be getting reflected in the numbers which you are seeing because those are largely dispatches to dealers. But in terms of sales plus retail sales plus bookings which we have received, there has been almost a threefold increase between February and March. In March, we, as I said, that, based on the work which had been done in the supply chain, restructuring of the vendors, sourcing, different cost architecture, it has allowed us to introduce a new premium product, which we are going to actually place in the market this month, and also reduce our prices for our existing base product. And that has had an outstanding response, and we are going to build on it. So definitely we see numbers at 10,000 levels or upwards as the year progresses.
Which part of the year? For second quarter onwards, first quarter onwards, 10,000 units per month?
Well, it is difficult to nail it exactly to which month this is going to occur. I wish we could be as precise as that. But it will be a ramp up. I think we were doing 3,500 units. It has moved to 7.5. Will move to 10. So over the next, in the short term, I would say in the next 3 to 6 months, that is the kind of ramp up which will be there.
This is largely based on the Chetak EV that is now a month old in the market, Mr. Sharma?
No, Chetak is 3 years. It was the first electric scooter in the market. Yeah.
Okay. You were launching, the last we spoke...
The new Chetak Premium.
The new Chetak, yes.
There is a premium version which is going to sort of set a very elegant and a stylistic benchmark in the industry. That has been launched, but it will be physically available with dealers for customers in this month.
Mr. Sharma, overall, you had mentioned last time we chatted that domestic demand is still very soft, and the post-COVID pent-up revenge buying is tapering off. At least that's the indication that we got from Rajiv Bajaj as well when we spoke to him the last time around. Just trying to understand that, could domestic demand weaken further? I mean, your wholesale numbers this time are quite good, 17% year-on-year growth. But on the retail side, are you seeing a slowdown, and could it weaken further given that there's so many headwinds? I mean, there's the weakness in the monsoons, the FAME subsidies could be taken off for electric vehicles, etc. And of course, ownership cost has gone up in general. Do you see further weakening of demand?
Are you talking electric specifically, or are you saying general industry?
General industry, I mean, electric, of course, a very small portion, but I'm talking largely about the industry as a whole.
No, the industry is, in the last 2-3 months, picking up very, very smartly. We are seeing double-digit growth in terms of at the retail level. But it is correct that 3-4 months back, this was marginally negative to marginally positive zone. But now we are witnessing double-digit growth. And within that, we are seeing, in the top half of the segment, which is the sporty commuter segment, we are seeing, 15 to 18% growth. And in the entry commuter segment, it is just 2 or 3%. So the average of the industry is definitely coming to a nice 11-12% growth. Now, whether this continues, it's possible, but we do feel that this run should continue, and we will certainly witness 7 to 8% growth in retail terms in the industry going forward, based on what we have seen in February and March. And it is being sort of driven completely by the top half of the pyramid. So it's looking promising for the domestic motorcycle industry.
So this 7 to 8% growth, this 7 to 8% growth that you're forecasting for the domestic industry, is that for FY24?
I would say let's take it, 6 months, 3 to 6 months buckets. I can't say for the whole year, but certainly we have entered the positive zone of growth and good growth in the motorcycle industry.
All right. Very quickly, Mr. Sharma, before we let you go, when do we see Bajaj Triumph, the first motorcycle, getting launched? Besides from the analyst fraternity, on a personal front as well, I would like to know that. Could you give us some timelines?
Well, beginning 1st April, we have integrated the Triumph network with Bajaj Auto, and Bajaj Auto is now going to be managing the Triumph business. So I would be very happy to, fulfill your desire to own a Triumph. The business has now got integrated with us. In terms of the new product which we are developing together with Triumph, it is imminent. It's around the corner. I would refrain from giving a date to it. But we are now in the hunt for dealerships. There is a whole lot of work going on in preparing the dealerships, etc., an exclusive dealership network to receive these wonderful new products.
Which part of FY24, sir? Which part of FY24? I need to get my financial planning right as well.
I would say you better get your financial planning right in a hurry.
Okay.
All the best. All the best, Mr. Sharma. We keenly awaited this particular bike, the Triumph new launch that's coming through. And since you're saying that Nigel needs to get his finances in a hurry, we're going to get straight to it right now. Thanks a lot for joining
Thank you very much.
Okay, so all set for that. By the way, it's I think priced at around 2.5 to 3 lakhs.
The pricing is going to be important as well. You know, I didn't want to get to that, but maybe the next interview we'll have a better idea. But pricing is going to be crucial as well, and it's going to be a beauty.
I'm sure they'll come up with an attractive price range, given that, you know, this is a space that's